Hey everybody, we're back. We're playing chess. It's just a fun game. I'm on the 5-minute time controls today. And the reason being is because I have a little less time than I normally do. This allows me to be a bit more flexible. Probably, though, I will say, a little worse at the game if I had to guess. So are you going to do that? No, of course not. Because then I take your queen, you can't castle. Instead, you open up this psychotic bishop fianchetto. And we think quickly about what we're going to do. We got a wide open king side here. Great opportunity to castle. Bishop's covering this. Come on. Like, I mean, I know that it's like fast time controls, but please don't insult me. Can I tell you something I like? Literally, they just stopped it. I was going to play this. If they take, you're forked, kid. just felt like the right thing to say. They're going to play bishop to e6, force my bishop off of its cool square, to which I would probably, I don't know. I don't know if I would swap. I would think about it. They're not going to do that. Instead, they're going to come here and threaten my bishop. And now I'm an idiot because I'm looking at all sorts of sick plays. Like check, they take, I go check, they go here, and I'm like, don't go check. What if they didn't go there? That's not the way you should think about this. Is this worth it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say keep that dream alive by just playing this, and then you can always get the queen off the square. There's no reason to lose the bishop to make this happen. Oh, right, okay. I'm a little surprised. Can I tell you that? We use the rook here, I'm sure. I'm a little surprised they did a queen swap. I honestly think I prefer my piece to be here anyway, so I don't really feel the need. Oh, I can't play that anyway because we'd be in check from the bishop. I feel like my rook is better here, so we can do a bit of a pawn push anyway. It couldn't bother me less. Let's force them to do something with the knight, because if they leave it here, their pawn structure is going to be destroyed. It's a very simple game now, I mean, by chess standards, for only being 12 moves in. Like, a lot of pieces have come off the board already. Why do I care about this? Is it an actual, like, fabulous question? You know what I would like to do? What about this? They probably put me in check. I move back. What do they do then? They do this, I do that. Why don't I just do this right away then? Why don't I just do that? Because I love how it screws up their pawn structure. Oh, I misclicked while I was randomly clicking. I wasted like 40 seconds just making a move that wasn't any good. Please, queenside castle. Look at this. Queenside castle, I push you. It made no difference whatsoever. Honestly, if they took my bishop, it would make my pawn structure so much better. I would love them forever if they just took my bishop. If they don't, this also seems kind of sick. I don't know. I mean, I feel like my position is a lot better, but I've been wrong about that many times in the past. Either way, I think you want control of the open file if they move this guy. Like, there's plays here. Allegedly. I much prefer your duplicated pawns here. I worry about this if I move this rook out of this section. But you know what? It's not that big of a deal, because if you do this, this always puts you in check anyway. So even if they pin my bishop, it's not a big deal. Especially because it's covered by pawns, so who cares? Okay, they're going to play this. Literally nobody cares. That's my scientific explanation for what's about to happen. That's my grandmaster level analysis. This is a clever move because I can't take their bishop, but so what? We just do this. Okay, they take me. We could fix our pawn structure, or we could try to control the open file. I'm like, dude, I control the open file because we got a lot of pieces that we can put under threat here. We can lock them down, get our king mobile, start attacking the pawns. Like it does strike me as a complicated endgame. But what do I know? We do have to be careful about getting back rank mated. That's what people always say. They're like, dude, don't get back rank mated. Okay, I'll endeavor not to. Okay? For now, I just like this. We obviously endeavor not to get back rank mated. Let's force them to move their rook. They're probably going to put me in check anyway because that's what I would do. It just feels nice. Like, check is not always good, but it always feels like you did something good. You always feel smart when you do it. Because you're like, guess what? Now you have to respond to me. Okay. I much prefer this for us. Because even though it looks like it's pawn for pawn, we actually get 2 pawns. And now we've got 3 passed pawns. I don't think I care. I could be wrong, for the record. I think we take a pawn. They move their king. Somewhere. Probably here or here. Oh! Now they're going for, like, check. Then they put me in, like, check. Check. But we can just, like, stop that. And then... No, but then they take a pawn. I take a pawn now, honey. We don't have a whole lot of time. No, they don't. Yes, they do. They take immediately. Whatever. Do we care? Probably. But we don't have a whole lot of time. They get the pawn anyway. Because if they were able to do the check, they get the pawn. This time they get 2 pawns. But I'm sure I honestly think we can screw up their king position. They're not going to make me. I wouldn't give you the satisfaction. I think I'm about to get checkmated. No, I can force a draw. Probably. They're going to get a lot of pawns here, though. You can't checkmate me here. You can annoy the... Okay, they know they can't checkmate me here. That's unfortunate. I wish they did not know that. You go here. How do we not lose? We take all your pawns. Ah, I get checkmated. I needed to play that. Yep, okay. Fair enough. Let me get a new 5-minute game there. I really thought we had a better position. Look, analysis is great if you want to trick yourself into thinking you're ever going to, make a career out of winning $75 tournaments at your local chess club or whatever. I just want to play chess. I know it's a rare take, but I'm out here just like vibing. I'm out here just enjoying the game of chess. Not every game is perfect, and you know what? That's completely fine. I fall victim to this sort of stuff all the time. This is something you should train. Because I'm about to lose this freaking pawn here. I don't know, maybe. Because then I play this. And what do? You have to go here. Maybe it's totally fine. And then we do something like this. I don't know. Tomo, you may hear Tomo wanting to get in the room. I feel like a bad pet owner. It's just horrendous for me, but we have to protect this pawn. I suppose we could play that in the future. Do I like that? I feel like a bad pet owner. I have to keep him out of the room because he keeps tail whipping my microphone cord, which causes it to like short out for a second or just like not work for a second. Not ideal. We have to resolve some of the tension here, I think. Also protects this space, which is real nice for me. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what they think about you. Bishops over knights. Move, knight, get out my way. Where are you going? Well, what about right there? No, that's not. Okay, and then this is not knights over bishops anymore, but it screws up your whole side pretty considerably. Then I'm thinking we get a little bit of, we got to be careful about this queen now that I think about it. We gotta get this queen out of there. You know what? Here's what we can do. Push him down here, open some space for the knight. Bishop now has a reason to live, or unless they take my knight here, which I didn't consider with their inactive bishop. Yeah, okay. And then, like, now it's just like the whole, both of us suck. We got the whole squad looking horrible. I think you have to take. Then I'm like, if you take, I can't really leave this alone. I don't really want to give you free knight access. Well, this one's a gimme. Actually, you long castle, and you put double threat on this, and then they long castle. We got a classic little Pippi long castle situation. Interesting. I'm going to open up this space for my bishop. Put more pressure on the knight. Okay, so there's a play here that's funny, but it's not that good, I think. You could, well, you know what? Oh, never mind. I thought they were forced to move backwards. Obviously, that's not the case. We can't take here. They have enough pressure. So what does one do? Great question. Well, I think we go... I think we stop wasting time, and I've realized now that I've given up control of like all of my useful squares. They can take this pawn for free, but we couldn't go here or here without getting captured by their queen, and we couldn't stay still, or the rook would screw us up, and we couldn't do the trade, or we lose a lot of material. Like a lot of material. What we can do is not worry about that much yet. And try something like this. Although I prefer this. Like, this looks like it threatens some action, but their knight covers... Oh, yeah, that's much worse. Because their queen just takes us. Okay. I think I might care about this. I'm not 100% sure yet. They capture another pawn. Okay, but how do you feel about this? I'm not generating a lot of action right now. I'm down 2 pawns. I'm down a minute. It's like 50% of my remaining time. However, their king was forced to move, which means I won. I won the game of who had to move their king first. Okay, we take. That's the gimme take. Now, what do you block it with? Because you can't go back. You do that? Interesting. Can I tell you? I think I would have done the same, given the circumstances. You know what? Hold on, though. I like this. I like this. You want to talk about getting some material back? Do this. Please, please, please. Don't see the bishop. It's on the other side of the board. You're probably playing on a big monitor. It's a lot to try to find that, okay? Now, we're even on material. We just have to watch out for an absolutely sadistic back rank mate, which is why we'll play something like this. Also, protect, or, you know, probably this, because it keeps your knight from... No, sorry, probably this, because it keeps your knight from coming here and here. We got a bishop over a knight. My pawn structure is probably a little bit worse, but my rook is in a better spot. Like, it's very easy for us to get here. They can defend it, admittedly, but they resigned? If I was honest with you, so we're even on material. I bet I'm up by 2 points. I do not think that warranted a resignation. A 2-point endgame with beginners, like, well, look, what did I tell you? 2.41. You overlooked an opportunity to capture an undefended piece. Yeah, okay, good point. I'll look at a game review for this. It felt like a decently played game. And then this was, no, it was actually a horribly played game. They're like, that's not a good move. Oops, you gave up a piece. How? Oh, yeah, well, I knew that was coming. I just decided it didn't look that bad. Okay. So we gave up a piece. Knight to h6 is a mistake. We gave up a piece. Yeah, but what if we just do this? This is horrendous. Like, because we're leaving the space open for them to just capture here, which is not good at all. Yeah, unfortunately, this allows your pieces to get forked. Well, then what did you want from me? Knight to d8? Oh my god, it's actually knight. I never in a million years, maybe in a million, but never in 100 years would I have thought to play knight to d8 to cover this and this at the same time, but fair enough, okay? Where's our swing here? Right now, they're like, white has an advantage. They're like, this is a horrible move. You overlooked a better way to threaten winning material, okay? So this move was not good. What do they prefer? I mean, I think they want us to threaten this pawn. It's queen to f6. Okay, that's a huge difference in moves. There was only one good move and you found it. I mean, it was a badly played game by my standards. But I think the worst move of all, if you'll allow me to be a bit of a hater, the worst move of all was resigning. Like, we had an advantage, but I don't think there was, like, a guarantee I was going to take that into the endgame soundly. I mean, we were in the endgame, if you want to get technical, Tony, but I'm a simple man. I see this French exchange or French defense exchange variation happening, and I look to myself, I say, my kingside pieces are very well developed. Let's castle. They got a little bit more control of the center, but on the flip side, look at this isolated pawn. Like, look at him, dude. Look at this, dude. Look at this pawn. Okay, what do? Let's develop some pieces. Like, rook here, put some pressure on that, but you know they're going to castle. So it looks good, but I don't think you're ever getting, like, what you think you're going to get out of it. Like, you always want the cheeky play. I don't buy it. Honestly, I think this makes your pawn structure pretty much equally bad. Although I guess your control of the center is... But honestly, what I just said, I think was very stupid. I do not think it made your pawn structure worse. I think it made your pawn structure a little better. Okay, how we looking? Fine. Our bishop is kind of terrible, but it's got a nice scope, covers a lot of space. They will not push me back after castling. I'm very content with this. As much as it looks like I've just had to back away. I mean, why don't we just do this now? I mean, you could just move him, but where? And even this, I'm like, I love this, man. And then I'm like, I don't even mind this. Like, what are you're going to move your knight to here or something? You're going to move your bishop here? And then try to, like, get to this point? I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, I don't see it happening. So where are you moving this lad right here? I would not mind being forced to, like, or incentivized to exchange bishops. Get my queen developed to a decent square. They probably no, they won't push because then you would take there. And I think that the real meat of this game for us right now, we got control of the open file. Their king side's busted open. I mean, you take the fork. It's not going to do much for us because they've got great coverage on the bishop. But if we could trade a knight for a bishop, I'd rather do that than trading a bishop for a bishop. But the meat of this game, I think, is we can get our bishop to a great position in behind these pawns, or covering at least in behind these pawns. We can have our queen come up and help out along the same file. Or even, to be honest, just put your queen here. Like, bishop to d3. It's the only safe space to move in this direction. Oh, by the way, they moved. But then I'm like, dude, no, you can't do that. You can definitely do this. And I have no problem with that knight being there. This is not a fork. But although, hold on. They just go back. I don't really mind your knight being there. Okay, don't run out of time. That's a big one. Here's what I think you should do. I think they'll probably play something like this at some point. But I think you should danger level. I think you should threaten the fork. You should force them to respond to that. Maybe This seems like a bit of a who cares for me. Would I still do this? They could do that. Do I care? Why don't I just push you back? Are you, like, where are you going? Am I wrong? I'm being condescending. I apologize. But this is like a clever move. But like, where do you go? I sometimes forget how the knight moves. Oh, you go there. Okay, see, I told you. Sometimes I forget how the knight moves. Working on these knight moves, as they say. Now I've blocked up my whole plan here by playing that move that I thought was so clever. Isn't that something? Do I still... You know what? I think I do push you. I think your queen being here would be horrible for you. I was just going to say, I think you go back and we create another pin, and then we can start pushing you down here. No, we can't. But what we can do is honestly say, F this whole situation. And now make our white square bishop a little bit better. Threaten the queen, get in here, put pressure on this. Okay, well, we can't do it right away, obviously. But I would love to. Oh, dude, but I would love to. But I would love to, man. I got to think about this. No, I don't, because I don't have time. Think we like this. Then you get a free like bishop move. Yeah, okay. I see you've played knifey spoony before. What about this? They take, I take, they take. That's a bad move. So we in the business call a horrible move. But I'm really trying to get this bishop to somewhere. Yeah, like not have it get completely hemmed in. This is fine, probably. I really need to be able to play that. This pawn is not that scary. It's passed, but it's by itself. It's only scary if these get eliminated or if I have to start moving really fast because I'm completely out of time. Oh, no. We can keep it from moving by just putting even just having our bishop in front of it. Although now I'm realizing my freaking rook is not, like it's covered, but at the same time they get a pass and then, okay, maybe this is horrendous. Maybe Gator Don't has us on the ropes right now. I think you swap material. Maybe that's a little much, but I think you have to swap the material. You've closed off their open file. We got some threats coming in now. We can put in double pressure on this. Okay, so I'm in check. That don't impress me much. Probably we're looking for a push here soon. They're just moving fast now, which is understandable, but annoying, because I don't want them to do that. We have to be careful about this. Yeah, that's bad. Let's push them. That's even worse, actually. I don't really want to do this. I'm doing this under duress. I want that to be made clear and noteworthy. They're gonna do it. This guy's an endgame master. This player is an endgame genius. Never mind. We're saved. We have to move insanely fast. You know, I'm not one of those sticklers, but the honest thing to do would be to resign. I have to be careful because obviously, like, I have a considerable advantage in material, but a considerable disadvantage in time. So if I lose a piece playing fast, I probably lose the game because they have a time advantage. So you have to be careful, but you got to pre-move, of course. Okay, see, this is a good example of a situation where I'm glad I didn't pre-move. Right? That makes a lot of sense. Ah! Hold on, we can do this. 12 seconds, I can do this. I swear to you with God as my witness, I can do this. And if you really get into trouble, just capture their pawns. I told you I could do it. If you captured their pawns, we'd get to a draw. But instead, that is like, it's programmed in your memory. If you can't get like a queen and rook or a rook or a king and rook or a king and queen checkmate with pre-moves when it's forced like that, that's a great endgame lesson for you. Okay, I got one more in me. That was an up and down game. In case it's not abundantly clear. Yes, the ready opening Tennyson Gambit, also known as someone watches a lot of chess on YouTube, and I have to figure out what's allowed and what's not allowed in this situation in order to not lose the game because I don't know how the gambit progresses. No offense, Power Fade 24. Maybe you just naturally fell into the Tennyson Gambit. Like, here's what I like. Okay, so what? Am I still in the Gambit? I don't understand. Maybe that's okay to not understand, but I definitely don't understand. I'm just gonna push you back. I'm just scared. Can I be honest with you? I'm just a little scared. I feel like it's like this, 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 this. And it's the rare akimbo fianchetto bishop. I must be missing something. Because I can't take the piece for free because then he takes my... I'm checkmated. I resign. I resign. I resign. You got me. I'd rather play one more good game of chess. Okay. So add that to the list of things you got to study. The 17 gambits. That I can't really be salty. That's legitimately just my own mistake. Fair enough. It hurts, though. I mean, that's why I'm salty, is because it hurt my feelings, essentially. How about one of these? What are you going to do about this? You can't take me. Now I'm just chilling up here. If I do this, what are you going to do? You gonna let me get your pawn structure all screwed up? Apparently so. Okay. Then you're going to try to create a closed game to take advantage of your knight pair. You're going to try to create an open game to take advantage of your bishop pair. I see what you got going on here, you sneaky little devil. How about one of these? How about we just trade the game down to 0 material immediately? How does that strike you? Again, you may hear Tomo trying to break into my office. Tomo's fine. He's safe. He just is not allowed in the office when he's so touchy-feely. I'm sorry. I wish it weren't the case, because he's a sweet boy. Then we're going to push it back. We also need to... I want to push c5 at some point. How are we 10 moves in? Nobody's got any pieces. We know that you have to castle queenside, because your kingside looks horrible. It's horrendous. I can castle either side. I'm probably going to castle kingside because I'm old. But that opens up the ability for us to do this, because we know we're going to want to do a pawn push at some point anyway. Similarly, do I care if they capture? I must be missing something. No, not really. No, what I'm missing is that they said, I'll take the pawn and I'll threaten this, and then I'll do this. And now both of our squads look horrendous. And we both have bishops. Yeah, okay. You know what? Maybe you played that exactly perfectly. Somehow I thought I was getting an extra pawn in that situation. That's clearly not the case. Can I tell you something that is a little unusual? I'm frickin' up on time. That's not common. I'm going to let you resolve your pawn structure, or you could take with the queen if you want, okay? And then I'm not going to castle kingside, because that would be stupid. Because then this comes in, and I just, probably lose. I'm actually just going to... I feel like I can castle... I know that we're losing... Well, you never give up a pawn. That's... In every game, I give up a pawn, And then I say, why did I do that? Like the engine goes, you're an idiot. But I'm like, I don't mind like the doubling of rooks. You capture here. And then I just like, I don't know, find a way to defend this pawn. This pawn's already defended. Oh, no, you capture here. I capture here. We defend this pawn. We threaten your rook. Okay. It's called danger levels, sweetheart. Go ahead, take it. It's a free pawn. I just spent a lot of time thinking because I was in the bathroom. Okay, well, that's just, you protected the pawn, but at what cost? I've been there. Steven, I've been there, okay? I don't want you to feel bad about that one. I'm just glad I saw it. I've been there, Steven. Don't be upset, okay? All right, I got to get out of here. I got to pick up my daughter from daycare. Thanks for watching. I don't think we went 2-2 there. It's not so bad. I feel like we're playing okay chess. Could be better. But okay, can I just look at the game review just to see? Because like I saw 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 0 missed wins, and that like the triple O never happens to me unless I'm like a science world. Okay, little Vancouver joke for you. Okay, we had some slight inaccuracies probably here that threw us a little bit. No, wait, that's us getting an advantage. Holy cow, we played a solid game, man. We played a solid game. Let me go back to analysis, then review. Scroll me up. 1 mistake, 2 inaccuracies. 2 book moves, that doesn't seem sane when the opening is like 8 moves long. Either way, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. See ya.